wig as well, or no?
So
Yeah,
hair is going
likely.
to be,
Sure.
yeah, slicked back, and then it's big in the back, like the photos. It's actually wrapped around a
Mm-hmm.
paper towel. Nata's will be in the wig, hopefully in that same look, and then Dustin will have hair extensions attached to create the same look.
Okay. Great. And no mask, right?
Not
No
during
one's wearing a mask.
filming.
Yeah.
No.
Just crazy eye makeup, cool hair stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
Great.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to one of our last rehearsals for Undiscovered Country. I'm Kristen Call, co-artistic director of Choreal Stance, and this work is created in collaboration with Madeline Greger. And
Hi.
we are funding this work live through Give Big, which will culminate on May 5th, along with our final day of filming. And so welcome. I'm glad you can be here and be fly on the wall here, see what it's really like to be in a rehearsal process. And if you enjoy it, I encourage you to go over to our Give Big page and donate, help us get to our funding goal. Right now, we're trying to raise money for the costumes. And also you can subscribe. We're doing a lot more things like this all the time. Okay. Any other kind of random things to ask about before we dive in? Okay. So I wanted to start today with a little exploration since we had to nix it from last time. So the three of you, Maddie, Prasti, Melissa, we're going to do an exploration where we're doing this alternating between sats and active movement, which we did this prior. Either you're in a less active mode or you're in a very active mode. So for your active mode today, I'd like you to kind of work with some of the phrase, some of the actual choreography. We're going to say maybe one person, let's say one person can be actively in the phrase. And then other people can choose whether to be in hibernation mode or witnessing mode. So a little review of the hibernation mode is that the breeze moves you more than internal movements move you, but your own sort of gaze is a little bit more inward. Oops, are you still there? Oh, there you are. All right. But your own kind of gaze is more inward, except for your hand eyes. In witnessing mode, we have a lot more activity in hands and a lot more sort of directing your focus towards whatever's more active in your area. Does that all jive? That all makes sense to what we've done? Okay. So I'm not gonna prompt at all this time. So this is just for you. It does require you to kind of see your screen a little bit so that we can pull in and out of the active versus more non-active modes. And it looks like my internet's kind of unstable. Did you get that? Yeah? Okay. Let me share my music.
For the sections of choreography, do you want to see like verbatim, or is like pulling pieces?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say just pull moments, pull whatever
Okay.
whatever you're feeling like you want to explore more. just know that that's part of your language that you can utilize.
Kristen, sorry, can you repeat the active mode description? I think my internet was wonky.
Yeah. So active mode is going to be in exploration of the actual phrase, the choreographed phrase. And not that you have to be like completely loyal to that, but that that's part of your vocabulary in your more active mode. So manipulate it as you like. Okay, so almost there. I'll change this one. Okay, whenever you're ready now. find a rest. Okay. Great. How did that feel? What did you discover in that?
I was pretty murky on which of the three states I was in. I felt like I was blurring at least two of them together at once. I guess I was the least in witness mode, probably because of Zoom. It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I was
Yeah.
blurring like hibernation and phrase a lot, and then trying to distinguish how separate or distinct to make those states,
Mm-hmm.
if that was even necessary.
Yeah, I felt like I was most drawn towards witnessing and letting the hands guide. However, it did like, I don't know if it was like due to the music choices, it felt a lot like softer, calmer witnessing than previous times, which was like super interesting to explore. Like that kind of quality with the same like hand and like attention to hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that like my movements too were kind of influenced by the music as well. But then I think like at one point when I noticed that I was trying to intentionally go the opposite, if that makes any sense, you know, instead of like going on beat, doing something intentionally in opposition of that. I don't know if it was clear,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what I was trying to.
Yeah. I found myself watching this, being really curious about what are some ways of, yeah, and I agree the music choice was like maybe a little weird, but the what are some ways that you can be in your creature body, that is, be into the witnessing of the hand, and allow the hand to change its gaze rather quickly, like in a way that you would see like a squirrel or some smaller animal of the trees moving around, looking around, being really observant, without pulling focus. Is there a way to be in that body and still find this kind of like quickness, this sense of like time being much faster? And then I also thought about watching this. What is it to very intentionally pull focus in towards yourself? Yeah, and I think one of those strategies is gaze. The ways that I knew most strongly that somebody was in the active mode wasn't necessarily choreography. It was how you were looking into the camera. And so I think utilizing that is going to be pretty key. I was thinking maybe we could do this again, and then maybe I can call out, like have somebody actually chosen as the focus so that we all know more clearly, since when we're on set, that will be like established. You won't be trying to read who's the focus of the shot. So why don't we do that? I'll choose a little bit more, I think, activating music as well, so that you can kind of explore those ideas. What is it to really like take ownership of being the focus? And what is it to not pull focus, but not have to move in slow motion at the same time?
And then when we are the focus, you want us pulling from the phrase. Just to, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go with this one. So let's start. Just everyone can be in witnessing or hibernation. And Frosty, I'm into active mode. And let's switch to Maddie. And to Melissa. And back to Frosty. And back to Maddie. And Melissa. and everyone in active mode. And rest. Okay. So, yeah, I think that those strategies for the hibernation and the witnessing were really great, because the quick move, like moving quickly, adds like this kind of like shimmer. That's the best way I can describe it right now. But it's not that it's like pulling like, oh, suddenly we're gonna only look at you. It's like we see like this kind of like glitter of something happening in the background that's like adding a lot of texture. So I don't think you have to be too afraid of moving quickly. Even in hibernation mode, like what if there's like a huge gust of wind that comes in, that would move your body a lot. And then the most successful strategies that I saw in terms of like really being able to pull focus and own focus really does have to do with like presenting to the camera in the same way that you would present to an audience. So like Prosty, there was a moment where you were like crouching and you like were facing the back, and then you like swiveled and like looked this way and then like went on. Like that kind of moment that like will own the shot, and it'll be really compelling. Melissa, I saw some similar kinds of strategies from you as well, bringing different parts of your body into more presentation, like here, look at this thing. And it's not, I don't know. I just think that these creatures might be interested in kind of showing how they have potential danger in them. And not that every single moment you're gonna be like, hi camera, but that it can be like this flash of like, you shouldn't mess with me, by the way, because I could kill you. So so those moments of like kind of being a little sly in the way that you move towards the camera and use your gaze. Gaze is really effective way of showing like dominance and power. Is there anything else that kind of was in discovery in this second version?
Can I make a quick comment, Kristen?
Yeah.
So the camera's not going to always be static. So perhaps you can show that subtlety of fierceness when the camera starts panning towards you or going towards you. And we might be able to tell you that. That way you can be almost in your hibernation observer state. And as soon as the camera, or as this camera pans through you, or almost as it almost pans away from you, we get a glimmer of sparkle or fierceness as an idea for Kristen, since the camera won't always be static and mostly on a gimbal.
Right. The camera, will likely be moving around a lot, moving in terms of depth of range, and also panning and moving around you. So there'll be a lot of chances to like dynamically engage with the camera in that way. I think that'll probably just happen pretty naturally. Let's see. So I'm gonna do one more exploration. There's no more thoughts around the yacht. So this one, we're gonna explore that foraging mode, the gathering of apples, the gathering of bones, and the sort of like searching or lookout mode, which is a little bit more what we were talking about with the like letting your hand kind of like be a little sharper, but maybe even with your entire body a lot more, like how can your body like turn its attention and then be like really focused on that one thing, that kind of idea. With that, we're going to use our vocalizations. So as you're moving between those two modes, you're going to be listening for everyone else to be making sounds, and I want you to try and respond and mimic that sound right away. So we have our gasping inhale, we have our forceful exhale, we have our biting the apple, and we have the fangs. Those are our 4. And I'm gonna mute my mic so that I don't pull too much.
And I guess we should probably unmute.
Yeah.
I like hissed and then it was like, you're muted. Oh, right.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's up, baby girl? What's up?
I think this one will be okay. All right, and then I'm gonna have music, but it'll be pretty low so that you can hopefully catch each other's sounds. Okay, here we go. Okay. And rest there. Nice. I could only hear you, Maddie, but I could see other people were making sounds. So,
Yeah, I was
thank
gonna
you.
say I don't think anyone could hear me because I
Yeah.
never heard a mimic after my
Exactly, I know. Yeah, when we're in person, that won't be an issue anymore. But any sort of discoveries from that exploration?
I started thinking, like imagining the eye on the hand and foraging with like leading with the back of the hand.
Mhm.
Got a little, felt a little limited by that. So then I imagined like 10 eyes on each fingertip, and that opened up a lot more for me.
Nice.
I really enjoyed like playing with switching from like lookout mode and focus mode into foraging. And like what could be drawing attention, what could be like pulling focus at any given point in time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about the fingers because I think we will have, I think we'll be coating your fingers black. Makes me think of like the way that butterflies taste with their feet.
Mm.
Yeah, that could be a different kind of sense thing other than touch. If you're holding an apple, maybe you can actually taste it when you're holding it. Yeah, it's such an interesting thing to think about. Like, how do you convey, I'm tasting this right now? Yeah. Great. Why don't we move on from there? We'll be doing that on set. I'm pretty sure it's going to be part of what we ask you to do is just kind of improvising in that way. Why don't we, I want to jump right into learning the last little bit of the phrase. So, so we last left off, seven. From your 7, you're going to plant 8. Yeah, so you're it's like you're presenting your apple forward on the left diagonal. And you are kind of like pushing, reaching forward on the diagonal with your torso. Okay, and then you're going to take your right hand over the top. You're going to push your wrist out of the way, and then you're going to do that open fang, like you're tearing the flesh of the apple to bits, and then you're gonna turn, reach. So you're turning to the right and stepping to the right to finish. This is your right hand. Do you want me to mirror? Here, I'll mirror my video. I think I undid that when I taught class. Here we go. Okay, so we are here. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 7, 8, and 1, and 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's right. So you turn twice, You're dragging that foot and then dropping your head on the second turn to land, pulling it in to the knees. 7, hold 8. And then we're doing this. This is just like the beginning where we press the whole elbow down to the fingers backwards. We're going to escape with the arm and the leg, and 1, and then we go bigger, 2, and 1, and 2. From there, we roll the right shoulders, 3, 4, and then we're making a little wave, and 5. We're gonna start to pop the left foot there on 6. We're lifting on 7, and then 8. Then we'll go to lunge. Yeah, and that's a Barbie foot. Here I'm like in my pajamas. So we're here. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Yeah, no pop until the second one. And 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Big lunge. Oh, la la la. I'll kind of mark it with you there again. You have set 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that can be, that can be like huge leg there.
So Kristen, we're landing with our arm out on 5.
On 5, yeah. Was it later? I don't know. I feel like it was maybe somehow 7, 8, but
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe we just prolong this reach a little more. So I'm going to change those counts a little bit. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so you have a little bit more time to like be in your fangs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I don't know, this was kind of like before we really had the conception of the eyeball there. So I'm okay if it gets a little modified to be like a little bit more like our creature hand and a little bit more like your serpent hand is looking out. I wonder if it should be more there. I feel like it should end 2, 3, looking with the hand. Rather than this way, looking out.
Okay. And that's just on the last one. So like scoop, scoop, scoop. And then as you let go, your hand kind of takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Pressy, yeah.
Counts after 8 and 1.
Yeah. And your foot stays down on the ground. It's just like you're on your forced arch there. And 1, and then it escapes 2. Yeah, and that's your parallel attitude with the Barbie foot. Yeah. And 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, thank you.
And then Maddie.
Yeah, last to
Last,
8.
Last.
So you're going out, 7, 8. On 1, 2, you come to a really big lunge on left foot forward. And then your hands are like on eyeballs on your forehead. And then you circle your head to the right to come to like a wide parallel second. And then you sink down. So you circle to the right, up, come down with your head as you sink into your plie. Where you're kind of, and then you're going to 2, 3, 4. Bring your left hand down, and you're going to present your apple to the camera, and you're in like a wide second, knees off the ground, presenting. And then as you push back, your right knee is going to touch the ground, and it's kind of inverted at first, and then you adjust it so that your toe comes under you, and you're pulling your apple back like, oh, you want this, you can't have it. And then both arms come up, and then they dive in, and then you plant your apples into the ground and you nuzzle down. And it's all really slow and juicy, so we can go over the counts next. I guess before I go to counts, any questions? Okay, great. So we have 7, 8, we're down 1, 2, circle 3, 4, you're in your second, 5, 6, you show your apple, 7, your knee comes down, 8, you start to flip up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to change that a little bit. Bring your apple back on 7. So you're presenting on 6, back 7, you're coming together 8, 1, 2, you're flipping your hands to the sky, 3, they dive back down, and then you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to sink. So the key counts again are landing 1, 2, circling 3, sinking 4, coming forward 5, 6, pulling back on 7, knee comes down, hands go up, you're diving back down by 3, and then you're sinking to the ground for the rest of the 8.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yay.
Gotcha. Frosty, keep flipping your, after you've like taken it away, it kind of continues to flip, and then it goes up with the other one. Yeah, it's a little funky, weird.
Are your eyes following your hands then when you're up and down this way too? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Melissa, so on the very last one of this, just finish here. Yeah, so it's like a little extra up and over. And then this arm can go swing through to go to the lunge. Is that what you're doing, Maddie? You're just bringing it down into...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
2, 3, and yes. And then reach through. Uh-huh.
I also feel like there's another little wrist circle on the present. So from here, as your hand goes out, your right arm, like, kind of like it picks it up and shows. It goes, and then it goes, no. And then it comes back up. So 2 little flippy doos.
Cool. Why don't we count through those last 4 8s? Yeah. So exciting. Okay. We go 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great.
And it's really exciting for the end. We have this idea
Yeah.
that you have like apples and we're probably going to play with both ideas, but you're either nuzzling them out to like create a bundle, or you're like bringing them into yourself, all of your apples with your head. Really excited about it.
Yeah. Cool. Let's do that one more time. And then I'll give you a sec to go through the whole phrase. And then I just want to try running it with music, really. Yeah. So here's that last 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. All right. Uno minuto.
Kristen, how particular are you on having people do this the same leg and same arm right now?
Oh, for just that last bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be the same.
Okay. Prosty, you were doing your left leg instead of your right leg when you did the side attitude. So you
It's
should
the
be using
right.
the downstage leg, right leg.
Yeah. You step to your right leg, you draw it in, and then it's the same leg.
That's your right leg you're lifting?
Uh,
I forgot you were in mirror mode. I was reversing myself.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Okay, hold on.
My
That was the
end,
only thing I saw that was like a
Yeah.
limb thing.
on my end, Kristen, when you mirror it, I don't see any change.
There
I
was
don't
no
know
change on my side either.
yeah.
when I muted
Oh.
it. I don't know. Maybe it's my Zoom. I don't know.
Weird.
I don't think it changes. It changes what you see on your screen, but I don't think it actually changes what
Yeah.
it puts out.
Same.
Well, that's weird. Okay.
Can you just review your phrase just one more time to make sure I'm
Yeah.
doing the.
So you're here, you have the right leg back, and you do the pull here, you plant to reach, then right hand goes over the left to push it out of the way. You're dragging your left leg here, step around twice, step out on the right arm reaches. Then you pull in and right leg, right shoulder, right arm as you're popping that left leg. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the catch, Warren.
Yeah, it's hard to see those things. Okay, are we ready to do a run? Any questions before we do it?
You want
Okay.
me to put one of the skirts on now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and the medium cane.
Oh good. Yay, I have kind of fun socks on today. They're like little naked people. They're just like chilling. They're having a good day, walking around naked with the stars. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, Maddie has the skirt on. That'll be fun to see. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start at the beginning of the song so you have that little extra time to be moving from your hibernation mode into phrase. Go and Okay. Well, the Canon thing that we took out, it was there. I'm assuming that was video delay. I don't know. Hard to tell. But a few things. I think I forgot from here to step together. Forgot the roll up. Yeah, that inserted 8 repeat. There, we do this this flick flack a couple of times. Just want to make sure that you see both of those. Yeah, the internal and then the crossed over. Frosty, when you do your big leg, I think you can give a little bit more attention to what you're holding here. Yeah. And counter the weight of what's in your what's in your hand with the extension of the leg up so that there's like a stretch happening between them. Reach to pull through. Here. Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to be a little bit more torso over to where you're holding. Yes. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and let's be a little bit more specific about what's going on with this leg. So it's coming from this popped foot that's pretty, they're not like touching, the feet aren't touching, but they're kind of like underneath your hips here, into a kind of long attitude. So it should not get too straight there. It is actually an attitude. We want to see that bend there. Yeah.
Did the leg come up with the third snake or the second snake?
To the third one, and then whoa, you finish. Yeah, with the fourth. Yeah.
First one it's popped. Second one it stays popped. Third one attitude. Fourth one. Right.
Yeah, I think I tend to want to pop it on the first one, but I think the first one is no pop. On the second one, you pop the foot. On the third one, you're bringing it up, and then you're finishing with the hand and leaning more into it.
Do you not want it to extend at the very end then, as we're like stepping out onto it? Okay.
No, just an attitude. And then and then just make sure those toes are really flexed back there, Frosty. I know. Barba feet.
Sorry, with the leg, was Maddie asking if it extends?
Yeah, because I've been extending to get into that lunge.
What I think is, I guess this is just like an aesthetic, what I like more, but instead of straightening the leg to get there, to like find the counterbalance more.
Okay.
So that you're really like reaching into it.
Can I see you find the counterbalance and then push off the, like, because it just shortens the lunge if you keep your leg bent into a bend.
So we're here.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, I'm still getting deep there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the back right leg long or straight or bent?
Woo. Say that again, Melissa.
Oh, sorry. In Maddie's lunge, is the back right leg bent or long?
I would like it to start long, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Melissa, can I like see just like a slight bend? I think. Yeah, I think like yeah, I got my skirt on, so like a really wide, but like you can have a little bend in it.
Okay.
So it's not like perfectly there, but it's not like in a 90.
Yeah. I like that. Cool. And then I think we should review from the floor coming up, getting to here.
I forgot a whole 8 count, so that might have been me.
So we know we're back here by 4, and then we have 5 and 6 and 7. Then coming up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, is that weird to get into that? It seems fast.
I think it'll just like
7,
take an adjustment.
8. Yeah. 7, 8. Okay. Yeah, that works.
To that lunge. 6.
One more time.
Sorry, Melissa, I couldn't hear the beginning.
What count do we hop into that lunge? Is it 6?
I think I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I'm hopping down on 5, grabbing on 6, and then you have time for 7, 8.
Yeah, Melissa, think of like grabbing a stalk of grass and then pulling it out of the ground. Yeah, you got to get around the bundle. Yeah, One more time, a little more in tempo.
From the floor, or do you just want to go from there?
Can we go from the apple bite coming up off the ground?
Yeah.
5, 6, 7. Height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Any other spots that you're feeling for yourself? You need a little more clarification. No? Okay, let's run this again with music. And yeah, and then we'll go from there. There'll be one more fun thing to make. Woo! Yeah, trying to find like, oof, you've learned this so fast, first of all. So that's like an achievement. Even so, can we start reaching for some of the qualities that you've found in your explorations? So how are you using gaze with your hand eye, with your human eyes? How are you finding the kind of like tree branches of your arms? Yeah, the foraging actions, we have this, the focusing moments, those ideas, seeing if they can sort of glom in. Here we go. Go. Okay, nice. Okay, I saw a lot of really wonderful things happening there. Also, Melissa was cracking me up that you were like, run back to the middle and like keep going. And you were still on beat, so congrats on that. Great, yeah, starting to see some choices that you're making, which is really great. So a few details. So Prasti, when you go, you're facing back, I know, but the ankles should still touch before you go. You're facing this way, I think. Yeah, it's kind of like a tap in to go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Egyptian. There's a couple of moments that are like this. I feel like this moment is like a very like flat feeling and very like angular. That shoulder is coming down to the leg. And also your gaze has to finish that line upwards. Rather than worrying about like, okay, I'm gonna do like my attitude here. It's really about this diagonal. Yeah, and Maddie has quite a few moments in hers that are sort of angular that way too. Elbow. Where was this? Oh, we were missing a bent elbow somewhere. It wasn't that spot. It was when you're here, here, here. This one, I guess. And then it straightens all the way, or is it a little bent there?
It straightens all the way.
Straight. Okay, gotcha. Quicken. What was that note? Quicken. Oh, okay. So I remember. So in Michael Jackson, we're here, I think, yeah. I'm just curious, Maddie, like what quality do you want that there? Because there's different things happening. I always thought of it like that forceful exhale, but.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. I feel like that moment really showcases the difference between like the smooth turnaround and it's just like, yeah, like it, you can either think of like your pelvic floor like lifting and contracting you or like an exhale.
Because Prasti's doing
but yeah, I feel like
a
that
little bit
whole
more
section,
like Elvis-y. Just because you have Elvis in the background makes me think of Elvis. Yeah. It has a, yeah, what Prasti's doing is a little different. I feel like it's like a little bit like rocking and more from the pelvis rather than a kind of like.
Yeah, I guess.
From both sides.
I see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So wait, did we clarify? Okay.
Yeah. I think keep your pelvis and then probably just like add in your head more. Because oh yeah. That look nice.
Cool.
That look nice.
And then chin. I wrote all these one-word notes. I'm like, what the hell? Chin. Is it this moment? Also, I think being more distinct about there's two places for the hand. It's getting a little bit like wiping between them. 1, 2.
Yeah, I feel like the hand is it's a little softer when it lands and then it like engages on the apple. So having like that quality difference of like it rests and then it like sees or grabs will help keep those looking
Do we bite the apple?
like two separate moments. One more time.
Do we bite the apple there, or is it just the hand?
It's just the hand.
Okay.
But do we want a bite, Kristen?
That, I mean, it would be cool, but there's like so many counts to be thinking about there. It feels hard. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
keep it at the
okay with
hand.
it. Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
Are the dancers holding an apple during this phrase?
We maybe
I
want
feel like we've
add
imagined it
some of
both.
it. Yeah.
I have an imagination. There's like a bushel of apples in those huge skirts that you have, and at times you like pull it out like a grenade and like
Just throw it.
either
I
throw
kind
it
of
or
love
like
that idea.
Ooh, what if they were like explosive? We need special effects now.
yeah, but it's just like you have the
Apples under
pin
the
and they're like
skirt.
pulling the
Right.
pin out, or like you're putting the
Right.
pin in and like, or you're just treating it as. But just because there's so much volume in that skirt and there's all of these things, I'm like, is it? Yeah, curious.
Yeah, interesting. I'm noticing a few little like trouble spots in having the skirt so long for you, Maddie.
Skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to be cognizant of when I'm stepping on it and when and what is the next move. Like, does it matter that I'm on it for this particular move? When will I need it not under my foot?
We might have to pin it up.
Yeah, we might have to, shorten it so that it's not shorty. But I think I'm the shortest person. So
Really?
Krusty, are you okay? I feel like I haven't been with you in person. I'm like 5'2".
Same.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay, great. We're the same. So we will both need pin skirts.
Cool. One last thing. Oh yeah. Maddie, I saw you were playing with your gaze a little bit. And one moment that popped out for me was this moment here to go into the lunge where you were like scanning and then scanning to arrive, and it was very creepy and awesome. I think I think the more we think about like, yes, these eyes, but also like your own like sort of like bug eyes. We want to creep people out a little bit.
Can you show it again, the two scans?
Here, do you remember what you did, Maddie?
I kind of remember what I did. I feel like I'm like, can I get? Well, the head is important. We'll make sure we get the head. I feel like because your shoulder comes up, and then I feel like I just like let it go, and then as I was coming down, I like kept it on that hand as they were coming together to find both.
Yeah. It's like this kind of like creature posture too with it. Something that you notice when you're looking at how animals look at things is they just a lot of times turn their whole body, right? They're not like looking with their eyes. They're like, okay, my whole body, or at least my whole head needs to move. So exaggerating that will be fun. Okay, so we have one last little thing for your brains. Do you want to talk about it, Maddie?
Yeah, so we've had this idea of like the different stages of like the apple, that you could be foraging for it, you can find one, you can eat it, you can share it, you can hide it. And I'm interested in everyone kind of having their own idea and then creating like a 16 count solo phrase for yourself regarding that idea. So Prosty, I was wondering if you would want to investigate indulging in the apple, like you've taken a bite or multiple bites, and how does that impact your body? Does it grow? Um, and then Melissa, if you could explore like discovering an apple, and maybe you find a few, and is one more special than the other? How do you react to finding it? Do you want to hide, like, what does it make you want to do? Or is it precious? Is it not? Does that make sense? And you can kind of tie in like whatever investigations that you've been having surrounding all of our improvisations. And then, yeah, just creating like a little story of 16 counts about your thing. I will be sharing an apple. Nata will be foraging for apples, and Dustin is like sneaky hiding them from people.
And do we want, sorry, so loud, the airplanes. Do we want to utilize the phrase or like pick your favorite moments or something?
Yeah, if you want to pull things from the phrase, if you want to add in like take an arm and change the legs, take the legs, change the arms, for parts that you like, thinking about hands and apple grabbing. Yeah.
Great. I'm gonna give you some time to do that.
Can you give some, would people like music or would people not like music?
Don't know. I'll have a little something in the background, but I think might take this moment for talking a little bit with Warren, even though we're gonna meet later. Oh wait, no, you're gonna make your phrase too, Maddie. So never mind.
I am gonna make them. Okay.
You're gonna make a phrase too, yeah. Sorry. We can chat maybe, Warren, if you want, if you have any questions about anything.
Myself. Great. I'm unmuting myself. So in this phrase, do they have an apple or apples that they're actually interacting with? Slash, would they have some that are partially eaten? Would this tie in with that time lapse that you wanted to show of an apple full to core?
Yeah, we think we might want to film some of the takes or parts of the phrase with an actual apple, some without.
I'm thinking of the 16 count they're working on right
16. Now. Yeah, I'm not sure. And see what it looks like, I guess. Determine.
Are the apples real apples, or are they going to be painted apples? Like, did Madeline have like a painted apple for her photo shoot?
She did. I'm ordering a bunch of fake ones, and I'll paint some of them gold. And then we will have some real ones so that we can have some that are bitten out of as well.
Okay.
It'll be an assortment, but it's going to be like, I'm trying to get close to 100 of the fake apples so that it looks like a significant amount of foraging has happened.
Mm-hmm. Curious. I have an Excel sheet in here in which I'm just dumping a lot of words and possible thoughts from rehearsals so far, but bones. I remembered hearing about bones.
Yeah, that's, I'm going to see if I can make that happen. There was a place I was looking at where we might have been able to rent some pretty realistic looking ones, but it's really just out of our budget. So I might see if I could like get some and some really cheap ones like from Party City maybe, and just color them enough to make them like we can plant them around the set, basically.
Hmm.
Just want to sort of sense that this is like a place that has seen a lot of destruction and decay, and that it's like kind of that post-apocalyptic feel of like humans used to be here. They used to be the dominating presence here and no longer are.
Do you think you'll have access to actual rotting apples? I feel like that might actually show a nice spectrum between pristine gold apples to edible apples to slightly maggot filled ones.
I can try. I have the gold ones still. That so we had some that were eaten out all the way around the middle, and then there were a couple that had just one bite, and then there were a couple that were whole. But the ones that were bitten out of, I still have those.
Are those real apples?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
yeah,
slowly decomposing.
Yeah, they are. Down in my art studio.
Science.
So yeah, I can see if I could get a few regular ones, not painted as well.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Presenting apples and a phrase. Let's see. In general, like this circles back. I'm just gravitating towards apples since that's the one thing I can't see in this rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
When a dancer presents an apple, especially in Madeline's 2/8 later on, or some other times, are they presenting it to the camera? Are they presenting it to another dancer? Are they presenting it to an unknown being and then saying, no, you don't have it?
In my mind, we can ask Maddie when later too, but in my mind, it's you're offering it to the human of the camera.
Okay.
This person that's encountering these beings. And it's sort of like a tempting gesture, like, wouldn't you like to have this?
Mm-hmm.
Similar to like the Snow White story where the evil witch is like, you totally want these apples, don't you?
Or it's like the snake in that whole like church story, the Genesis story with a snake.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. It's just, I'm just thinking of how, from a director's point of view and from a shooting point of view, whenever we get a close-up of an apple shot, are they looking at the camera or past the camera to the person? Because sometimes when you have an interview, you would be talking. Like right now, you're looking at your screen, which is downstage right.
Yes.
And you're not looking at me. But then if you present an imaginary apple to me on a screen, which is downstage right, I can still perceive that even though I'm the camera looking at you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm.
Mm-hmm. What is the camera? Who is the camera?
Who is the camera and who is being presented to? But
yeah, good thoughts.
Those are just thoughts. I'm sure both are great. Both are right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are my other? Let's see.
How are the phrases going, folks? You about ready with them? Yeah, getting closer. I'll give you a couple more minutes.
Do you have any thoughts for me, Kristen? Or is there anything you'd like me to observe more closely during the last few minutes of official rehearsal time?
I don't know that I have anything like super specific. I just I think it's great. It's really great that you're here watching, And hopefully kind of just like getting some ideas for like, ooh, I'd really like to capture that moment. Like, because I know Maddie and I do, but I also know that really want you to have a little bit of artistic license.
It's great to actually see the entire phrase or the chunk of it and seeing how some facing changes and how just like canons and how each person has their own little spice in the phrase that you've created / set on them.
I think maybe one of the things to think about is like, how are we going to space this out? Because we do want to be, I just think we should be COVID compliant. Even though, you know, it's outside and the risk is less, I just think that we should try and stay that 6 feet apart as much as possible. Maybe you as the camera person can't do that all the time, but
I'll be wearing my mask the entire time. So at the very least, I will be more compliant, there's that. Another thing I've been thinking about.
How do we get a bunch of dancers in the frame while still being safe in our space?
Yeah, mostly I would say it would be pulling downstage and upstage. So I'm mostly looking at, even if we're looking at like Prosty right now, and if Elvis is one dancer and Prosty is the other one, at least we can still have that with that upstage and downstage pull.
Yeah.
And if we're into Fremont Abbey space like Melissa, then we can, if we're wide enough, then we can go ahead and definitely put like 6 dancers there, and there's only 5 of you all. So,
and I guess more than I don't know. I think our dolly shot idea, the reverse dolly. I like that idea for wide, and I guess in general, I'm sort of like, we should just have like really extreme for shortening, like really have a dancer like really in the
foreground and background,
only like part of their body in the shot, so that as the depth of field increases, you see more of the bodies of the dancers, rather than like what we would traditionally, I think, want to try and do and put like whole bodies in a shot.
So we can give up that whole bodies thing and just have
that foreground. So. I mean,
the dolly zoom thing is an effect that happens with the gimbal, but then I don't have a solid zoom lens that can also pull focus and zoom with the gimbal on my camera. So I'll use that with my cell phone thing, but then I wouldn't lean to it that much because it is also that parallax effect, which I don't think you want to do too much in a video itself. Like, we'll try to get a couple shots of it. I'll practice a few a little bit here. I ended up digging out my focus wheel for my gimbal, so we can go ahead and play with pulling focus that way, which will be a lot smoother than. I also did buy that slider I was looking at. So I'll have the slider here in a couple of days. So I might drag it out, but at the same time, it's big. And that's another thing I'll have to lug on a couple of bus trips before Prosty picks me up. So, which I can emulate a lot of those with the gimbal shots already. I've been thinking about shadows because I was looking at some of the photos you took of Devin and whatnot in the site, and just looking at how much shadow cast. Especially as soon as the camera / tripod gimbal on monopod goes higher, and we might cast a shadow depending on where the sun is. If we're doing down up, I really like the mouse point of view, or a cat or dog point of view. So it's relatively low going up, and that could be interesting. Or an apple point of view, like an apple about to be found by a dancer, like, boogers. And just like a crazy dancer coming in, nuzzling this apple and like ravaging it. But
I gotta put you on pause here.
Sorry, work with your dancers.
Yeah, we have 15 minutes left.
I'm muting myself.
But I love all those ideas. Cool. Who would like to show their face first?
I'll
go. Okay, Melissa. Do you want counts? You want me to count for you? Okay. You can go 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh,
Ooh.
so beautiful. I love the like diving.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Who wants to go?
I can go next.
Okay. Do you want me to count?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Just because I'm like, it might mess me up.
No worries.
I have counts, I think, in my head. Okay.
Mm. Mm. Slinky.
Blinky.
Yeah, I like that. That's fun. Okay, Prasti, it's you. Do you want counts? No, okay. Mm. Yeah, like a little bushy tail action there. Love it. Made me think of like a little cat getting ready to pounce. Awesome. So we have 10 minutes left. This is our last rehearsal before we see you. I guess I want to ask what you need. Would you like to just run it like 2 or 3 times? Yeah, that sound good? Okay, great.
Could we run the whole thing and then do solo immediately after to like
Yeah.
get that in the body?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want like 8 counts in between from our nuzzling to come up? And then, Kristen, do you want to do like, or do we want to do one by one by one? Or for time's sake, do we all want to do our 16 counts at the same time?
Let's just do them all together. I think it's just from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming up 8 counts to get ready. That's great. Great. Here we go. That's really fun to see them all together, actually. Nice. All right. Yeah, it just keeps coming together a little bit more each time you do it. Oh. So, Prasti, this moment, this back foot stays propped there. The back foot's on a demi point. Yeah. And palms are out to the, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd think of these like, what is that animal that has like this collar that like flares up? Like a peacock, I guess. Yeah, this is your peacock.
Or there's like an iguana that like.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. They have like that thing that like a hood. Okay, so then seeing with the hand. Where was this? I don't remember, but never mind. Just something to think about, I guess, is to think about always trying to see with your supernatural eyes. Maybe it's those eyes that are sensitive to the red and gold of the apples. Nice. Oh, and also, I think what's happening too, Presti, on this Michael Jackson moment is it's not quite resolving back to your neutral. So you do 2 full ones there, and 2, and then it comes around. And it, yes. And there's also a little, the head dips down, it comes back up, and then comes down. One and 2, and dip, come up, and then drop back down. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And also thinking about that kind of creature body. I don't know why I keep coming back to squirrels. It's not, because I don't think these animals are really like squirrels necessarily, but like the relationship of the back of the body to the chest and how it's sort of like a forward relationship, rather than, yes, you're in an arched back, but then your body needs to kind of like come forward too. And that's for a lot of these moments, the beginning, yeah, all of that stuff, yeah. And it'll give you more availability in your pelvis too, to wiggle. Yes, chin, the chin came up again. Oh yes, okay, now I remember. It's this moment. Because you're reaching your chin to the back right corner when you do that, when you're in your apple. Is that true, Maddie? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that diagonal between like.
It feels like
your
really
chin
rubber
and your
bandy to me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely all on like this angle as you're like leaning.
Yes, that's it, Melissa, yeah. Great. Those were all of my details. We have one more minute. Why don't we just go over your own little solos one last time? Whenever you're ready. Okie dokie. Do you want to stay a few minutes and do one more full run through? Would that feel the best? It's up to you.
Good.
You feel good?
I feel good either way.
Okay, cool. Oh, you two. I'm like so excited. So excited to see you both, to see everyone that's here on set. If you end up needing rides, reach out. If you end up having questions about what to do or what to prep beforehand, what to bring, feel free to reach out for that. Otherwise, I will see you on Sunday. Thank you all so much.
Yay!
Such a beautiful, fast process.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. I just so much love. Heart so full. Heart so full.
Aw.
How did you do that?
I know, suddenly there's a heart there.
Figured it out.
Ooh, I have no idea how to do it.
On the bottom.
On the bottom. Oh,
Reaction.
I can do it. Yay. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day. I will see you later.
Bye.
Bye. And Warren, we'll see you here in a minute.
You're muted.
Should I log out of this and then we'll go stop being live on YouTube and
Yes, I'm gonna stop the stream so we can go to
should we
the
just keep
other.
this? Oh, should we go to the other meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. I
just
will.
move.
Great. I'll close. I'll do a little walk around, then I'll open stuff up again.
All right, sounds
Okay.
great.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
See you soon. All right, thank you all for joining. We have one more rehearsal left before we go on set to film, and that's this evening. So if you want to tune in then, we have our other two dancers in rehearsal then. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good rest of your day.